Hey guys, it is Doug with Control Alt Success, and this is part 10 of a 20 or so part video series. In my last video, I talked a little bit about the traditional sales funnel or the traditional marketing funnel and how you can kind of optimize it and enhance it a little bit to get better results. And in this video, since a lot of the success relies more on your email follow-up in that specific scenario, I wanted to talk a little bit about how to do a proper follow-up message. Now, I'm not going to show you how to do a follow-up message, as I feel that you should be able to find plenty of videos on that already. But what I wanted to talk to you about is the process that you should do when you're creating a follow-up message. Now, for starters, here's a disclaimer. However long you feel the follow-up message needs to be is entirely up to you. Personally, I like to do 5 to 10 days, and then after that, I just kind of, anytime I create a blog post or anything like that, I set that up for the next day so that that customer, my reader, will always be able to get new content. That way, they're always on this endless cycle of information. That way, you never know. They might get a message that really communicates to them. They reach out to you. They become a customer. You never know. So keep that in mind. So I just opened up a simple notepad. Okay, so here's my text right here. But what I wanted to do is before you ever, I'm going to get this out of full screen. Before you ever do any sort of follow-up sequence for your autoresponder, you need to lay out a plan. Okay, so what I do now, that you might find a better method, you might find a better system. But what I do is I always open up a text message editor and I just try to figure out the general plan that I want to do. So the first thing I want to do is the item I'm trying to sell, or I'll just say the product. And for example, in my regard, it would be something like my top tier business or MTTB. Okay, so that's the product that I want to sell. The benefits. Fastest way to make money online that I know of. Okay, legitimately online, of course. So that's a very, very simplified way, but I have my product and my benefits. Now here's what I want to do. Remember in my last video, you want to make sure you're not just immediately shoving a product down their throat, okay? You want to help them. Now keep in mind, whatever your capture page is promising or whatever your capture page is talking about, you already redirected them to a thank you page with a value video and then as well as a one-time offer. So maybe they got it, maybe they didn't. But whatever your capture page was talking about, why not have 2 or 3 emails that have value, that show them how to do something, that explain something. You can show them what they need to get done, but you don't necessarily have to show them how to do it. So, for example, one of the biggest struggles people have is getting traffic to their offers. Okay, that's one of the biggest struggles people have because they don't really know where to go. So, with all of that, I want to tie in my product, the benefit, with the struggle. Now remember, we had the pro, the win, the message. Okay, remember those in my last few videos that I talked about? We want to make sure that our emails have the pro, the win, and the message. Okay, and the message, quite simply, is the pro and the win put together. Okay, so the biggest struggles is getting traffic to their offers. So my first 2 or 3 follow-up messages would be something along the lines of how to get more traffic. So I might direct them to a video that I have in my email. Doesn't have to be this long, drawn-out email. It can just be a paragraph or 2 with a link to a YouTube video. That's all. That's all it needs to be. You can even take it further and have it embedded YouTube video on your blog so you can actually track the people that are clicking that to go look at it. You can also do it that way as well. YouTube also has its own analytics where you can see who's clicking your video link and where they came from. Did they come from YouTube? Did they come from outside of a search engine? Did they come from an email? You can find out all of that information there. So once I have this, my first email, I usually go follow up 1. I don't need to get too detailed on the title because I'm going to worry about it later. and then I'm going to type my information. So I'll just say something like, hello, this is my first follow-up message for my YouTube video that I'm making as we speak. So what I'm going to do here, what I'm trying to explain is that once you have these put together in your head, you're going to start getting a general guideline, think of it as a frame, a foundation to start beginning these follow-up sequences. The worst thing you could possibly do is actually create a follow-up sequence on the fly. So just create something, then all of a sudden post that, make another one, post that. Because if people start seeing inconsistency in your emails, they get one email about traffic and then the next email is about weight loss or something along those lines. I'm being kind of exaggerating here, but you get the idea. When people see those inconsistencies, it lowers your credibility. So that's my tip for today. Stay tuned for tomorrow. I'll have a lot more information for you guys. And as always, visit my site, ControlAltSuccess.com. That's CTRL-ALT-Success.com. Or you can always add me on Facebook, which is in the comments section below. So feel free to add me. I'd be more than happy to help answer any questions that you have. Take care, guys.